Hey everybody, what's going on? You know me, I'm the fighting freak Knuckles.
And I don't know who I am. Who are you, Blue Man?
Well, last time in the previous episode, we took on Koga of Fuchsia City.
We took on the Koga of a Fuchsia City.
Yeah, I kind of forgot the city name for some reason.
The poisonous ninja master.
And in this episode, we're going to... My daughter's so self-centered. She only has a few friends.
So nice to know that your mother talks so nice of you.
Copycat.
Oh, is this supposed to be...
Hi,
No.
do you like Pokemon? No, I just asked you. Huh, you're strange. Quit mimicking me. But that's my favorite hobby.
I was gonna say, is this supposed to be like a plug to Duplica in this?
Maybe that's where Duplica is supposed to be based on, is the copycat.
Could
but
be.
she gives you the TM for Mimic, and I don't want it, because it's a lame move. Who wants to mimic the Pokemon's exact moves?
Well, in all honesty, you don't even have to worry about it, because your Fearo's gonna learn Mirror Move at some point.
Yeah, but even then I don't use it.
Alright, and so now we are in Saffron Gym, the official Saffron Gym.
Yes.
Home to Sabrina.
Not that poser gym next door.
The one that has all the fighting Pokemon trainers climbing mountains, but not their Pokemon.
So this gym is filled with psychic types and a few ghost types too.
Why do the psychics have lab coats? I've always wondered.
I guess because they're scientists? I don't know.
Apparently.
I should have switched out to Pikachu first, but I didn't, so there you go.
You decided to fight this the hard way, I guess?
I guess so.
Because it's a Slowpoke and that is your arch nemesis? I don't know.
It's not very effective.
Indeed. It's not very effective. Why are you fighting with a Hypno with a Slowpoke?
Why are you imitating Sean Connery?
Because only the penitent man may pass.
Okay, now I finally get to switch out to Pikachu. I was worried it was gonna throw a disable on me and screw me over. Even though I do have...
Oh yeah, that's right, because Slowpoke does have Disable.
Yes.
Which is stupid.
Pikachu, he sends
And
out
yet another Slowpoke.
Slowpoke. And I take it out with a Thunderbolt. Yeah, eat it, bitch!
Come wish me to the laboratory, young man. I give you thunderbolts.
Oh, Slowbro.
One of these days, they actually need to allow you to do the same way the anime does an evolution for this, where you actually have to link a Shelder and a Slowpoke together to make a Slowbro. I always found that absolutely hilarious. I'm like, can I do that in the game? No, level 35 or whatever. In fact, there should be a separate evolution, kind of like with Ninjask, where you can separate them and they're two completely different Pokemon now.
They're Slowking.
Oh, pretty much. I think I just wanted that absurd conch shell as a Pokemon.
Well, everybody wanted Venus toys, but you can't get what you want.
Exactly.
Mr. Mime!
Mr. Mime! Mr. Mime.
Of course, in Japanese, Mr. Mime's name is Barrier. So that helps a lot more with the gender differences.
Yeah. It's just too bad that Mr. Mime forever will be remembered with kids as being Ash's mom's maid.
Pretty much.
I'm a dominant psychic Pokemon. What am I doing? Sweeping the floor. It's almost like all these psychic talents are beneath my time.
There you go. Kadabra.
I'm still waiting for Dorkly to do a video where the Mr. Mime actually revolts against Ash's mom.
That would be a good video.
It would. See, Dorkly, I just gave you an idea, and I'm not even going to make you pay for it. I want to see the video before it comes out. Is that so hard?
If I was any good at sprite animation, I'd probably do it myself.
Exactly. Oh, if we were any good at sprite animation, we'd probably be having a lot more fun with these things.
Yes. Does our unseen power scare you?
I actually want somebody to comment and give me a reason why the psychics here have lab coats on. I just would like to know a reason.
They did in the anime too.
Were there actually... I don't remember there actually being psychics at Sabrina's gym. I remember it being empty.
It was empty on the battlefield, but before they actually fought Sabrina, yeah, there were psychics. You know that whole guy, that whole, you okay? You look like you have a headache. Because Ash asked, because that guy was bending the spoon.
Okay, yeah. I'm probably remembering the return trip where it was all empty. And
Yes.
it went right to the battleground.
Well,
And that just, like, forever sets your image of Sabrina. Like, you were the one who was telling me, like, she was going to be a potential Team Rocket member. That would make sense.
Well,
she's a warped individual.
well, not potential. In, like, certain, like, manga iterations, she is, like, a Team Rocket member. That's manga, so that's a totally different canon, but that's still awesome, though.
Dude, but it makes sense.
Yes, it really does.
You get the feeling from Sabrina that she will do anything to further her own power. So at that point, yeah, she'll join Team Rocket. And I think you were also saying Koga. Koga makes sense. He's a ninja.
I don't think Koga is. Lieutenant Surge is, though.
Oh, yes. Okay, yeah, Surge would make sense because he'd want the raw power.
Pokemon live-action movie. Ron Perlman for Lieutenant Surge.
No.
He would make the perfect Lieutenant Surge.
No, there's actually another character I think in the Pokemon universe he needs to take on. There was a later gym leader that made me laugh even more. No, somebody else needs to take on Surge. Like, you almost need to have, like, Arnold. Like, some muscle freak take it on. And Ron's not that. Ron's not muscle freak. Because most of the time he's hiding behind makeup.
Yeah.
Although, I will say this for my fellow Marvel fans out there. I was sad the day that they announced that Ron Perlman would not be Thanos.
Ugh, the stupid Kadabra keeps spamming recover.
Yes, it's confirmed, guys. I think it's Benicio del Toro is going to be Thanos in the Guardians of the Galaxy movie and probably even later into Avengers 3. Because I don't believe Joss Whedon. I think Avengers 3 is figured out. And there goes War Turtle!
They got a crit, lucky bastard.
Do we dare set in the flying Pokemon?
The poison will take it out before I have to.
Peck. I'm sorry, but whenever I see Peck on the screen, I have to actually go to the Ghostbusters character, Walter Peck.
Right.
And the power grid was shut off by Dickless here. Is that true? Yes, it's true. This man has no dick.
Super effective.
There you go, fans. I went into the potty humor. Are you happy now? Actually, no. I just went into the raw Ghostbusters humor. Speaking of films that actually need to be made, Alex.
Uh-huh.
Ghostbusters 3. Making. Okay, I'll count the game, but I still want a third movie.
Yes, but first Ramus needs to lose a few pounds.
This is true. This is actually very true.
Although, then
And
again...
Ernie Hudson.
Then again, Bill Murray could have a lot of fun with Egon being overweight.
Here's what you need to do. At any point, Alex, did you see Ghostbusters Extreme?
Yes.
Okay. What you need to do is kind of imitate that episode, where they're all getting on in years, and when they actually try to don the uniforms again, they look just absolutely silly.
Yes.
So Ray's gained too much weight, Peter's bald, Ernie... You'll find something to do with Ernie Hudson.
I remember that episode, yes. But I remember it had the worst, like, iteration of we came, we saw, we kicked its ass.
Oh, yes.
Like,
horrible.
Like, okay, I get it, it's a kid show, you can't say ass, but could you just say kicked its butt? Come on.
Truth be told, I actually think that they kind of, not necessarily got lazy with it, but, like, they got the original Peter Venkman voice from the real Ghostbusters.
Right.
And it's almost like they were rushing him out the door, like he had something to go do, and so it was like, we came, we saw, and we... Just come up with something, dude.
We bowled.
Yeah, exactly.
What
it was
a
like,
stupid... Like,
you missed a prime opportunity here.
well, it's kind of funny, because
Especially since, in my opinion, in Ghostbusters Extreme, Egon's humor got better. Which is not saying much. I mean, the fact that Egon is humorous is just the fact that he's antisocial. I actually wouldn't mind another Ghostbusters. Even if you did a movie based off of, like, Ghostbusters Extreme, I would have no problem with it.
If anything, I think that's what the third movie should be.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people are saying, is that they're going to bring in people like Jack Black and... who are the others that they've... Sarah Silverman was another one they talked about being a cast member. And I don't know if I'd want Sarah Silverman.
Nah.
I think Sarah Silverman has been way overdone. She was funny, like, 10, 15 years ago. Because it was like, look, a girl who's doing fart jokes. But then she kind of lost her luster once we got other, better female comedians. And here we are talking about comedians when we're supposed to be talking about Saffron Gym.
Yeah. What's up with that?
What's up with that? Why does the airplane food taste so bad? I don't know, Jerry! I don't know! Yes, I don't do a good George Costanza. I don't try to.
Only Jason Alexander can do George.
Maybe a good way to... Hello, Jerry!
Hello, Jerry.
The only thing that was ever good about Wayne Knight, was, in my opinion, was Jurassic Park. Like, I've actually heard a lot of people say, oh, his crowning achievement in comedy was Space Jam. No, it was not.
No.
No, it wasn't. I would actually say his Seinfeld role was better. But I love Jurassic Park.
Yes.
Nah, you didn't say the magic word. Nah, Oh my gosh, a ghost Pokemon in a psychic gym!
Yes, well, in this generation it makes sense, because ghosts are actually weak against psychic.
Yes, and themselves.
Yes.
That never made sense to me. They're the only type that's weak against themselves.
Yeah, really.
Because I don't think Dark never did it.
No.
Dark had its own, and Fairy's not weak against itself.
No. In fact, I don't understand.
Oh, no, actually, never mind, Dragon. Dragon is weak against itself.
Yeah, no, Dragon. That's why I don't understand why Dragon suddenly needed another weakness. But with the Fairy type.
Because you know somebody on some forum was complaining, Dragons are overpowered! This is why Lance is a dragon trainer, and he's the hardest thing!
Yeah, but ice is perfectly suitable.
See, you gotta laugh at the irony there, is that dragons in this world, big, hulking creatures, are weak against fairies.
Yeah. Makes no sense.
Game Freak, were you trying to come up with a weird David and Goliath thing here? Or what? Because I've seen some of the fairy types, and I'm just like, seriously. They must have been trying to come up with, like, David versus Goliath here. And by Goliath, I mean the Goliath from Gargoyles, because he was awesome.
Right. You and I, Pokemon shall fight.
Did you just predict that?
Channeler.
We needed to see mediums in the anime. We did.
Yeah, we really did. You know, Lavender Town really should have gotten more of a stay in the anime. It was really cheated. Yeah,
because the Pokemon Tower was like nothing.
Yeah, it was like
some random house that was just invaded by 3 Pokemon. All the Ghastly evolutions.
Yeah, it was like an abandoned place where all the Ghastlies hung out and crap. Well, then again, 4Kids would have censored it anyway. I still remember they actually censored Maria in Sonic Adventure 2 when Sonic X covered the Adventure 2 storyline, and it's like, 4Kids, anybody who's played Sonic Adventure 2 knows Maria died. And hell, like, Shadow the Hedgehog was probably out by that time, so we still knew Maria was dead. You can't say she was taken away.
That's because 4Kids is 4Kids.
Oh, God.
They really are. There's no other justification in that than 4Kids is just themselves. I didn't even, look, I didn't even follow Sonic X. I didn't even know this concept. And it totally makes sense that 4Kids could do that.
Which is ironic considering 4 kids' voices ended up becoming the Sonic voice actors for like the next 5 years.
Yeah, exactly. Don't try to explain it, Alex. Just, you know, let it move on. That's Sonic X. I'm still trying to figure out why Jaleel White came back for Sonic Underground, for crying out loud. Hunter. Hunter. Gay. Gengar.
That was not a good Gengar.
What?
That's not a good Gengar. Gengar's got a deeper Never mind.
It's better trying to do the Gen 1 voices than trying to emulate them now. It's not possible, because they're all so very high.
Yeah, I was doing Gen 1 Gengar.
Yep. Well, that's the closest thing that's the closest I can get to that. Is Gengar.
I really shouldn't do it. It hurts my throat like crazy.
Ghastly.
Now I just try and find my way out of here. Here's a concept I really hate in any Pokemon game. Gym puzzles.
Yep. Especially when they're like teleporter pads. Oh. And here's another one.
Pokemon take on the appearance of their trainers. Your Pokemon must be tough then.
So, are Pikachu supposed to be wearing a cap?
Makes sense. Ooh.
I will admit, the sprite for Haunter looks a lot better in this one than it does in blue.
Yep. So does Ghastly, for that matter.
I think Gengar, too. Everybody got gypped up until this point because it was like, do we follow the anime's look, or do we not follow the... Okay, we'll follow the anime's look.
Well, no, they're just improved sprites. They're not really based on the anime.
And is this gonna be it?
Nope.
No!
It takes me a little time to figure out to get out of here.
Because teleportation puzzles. Nope, you got that trainer.
I really do. I hate this in any Pokemon game, any generation. The gym puzzles. They're just annoying.
I actually had to dig out a strategy guide just to figure out the teleporter paths.
If I want to play a puzzle game, I'll go play a puzzle game. Don't get puzzles into my RPGs.
I have no problem when it transitioned into 3D to do that. Because, like, I've seen the first gym in Y, and that's awesome. That's a great idea. But when you're trying to implement it in a 2D kind of space, it doesn't work.
And with
magical teleportation.
You know, I pretty much dicked around trying to find Sabrina, so...
Yeah.
I figured you're not going to watch me play around on the panels for 20 minutes.
Maybe to some Benny Hill. People wonder why I go to Benny Hill. It's because it's like...
I had a vision of your arrival. I have the psychic power since I was a child. I first learned to bend spoons with my mind. I dislike fighting, but if you wish, I will show you my powers. Yeah, she's not psychotic in this. If you lose, you don't get turned into a doll.
And it's actually a similar sprite to Blue.
Yeah. Actually,
that's a little surprising, because they could have easily done the whole levitating thing in the doll in her lap.
I actually don't like her later gen sprites much.
Well, it's because it takes on, like, more of a perky approach, right?
Yeah, I much prefer the Gen 1 sprites.
Like, I actually saw a sprite where she has pink hair. Like, did you just forget what you did with her? Seriously?
I mean,
she's Mimi from Digimon now? And of course, now we have to go through the evolutions of her Abracadabra, and then Alakazam is her most powerful. Which we never saw.
The Abra's no threat, all it knows is teleport.
Oh, and in this one, this isn't like Blue, where she also has a Mr. Mime in between.
Right, this is, again, like the anime, so...
Even though we never saw an Alakazam in the anime.
Right.
I think the first time we ever saw an Alakazam in the anime was that whole... the Divine Bell or whatever. Where they rang it, and one was a Gengar and one was an Alakazam.
Critical hit! As you can see, Sabrina was really no problem, despite being terribly underpowered for her.
Exactly. You blew her out of the water, so to speak.
I'm shocked, but a loss is a loss. I admit I didn't work hard enough to win. You earned the Marsh Badge.
Yeah, the anime Sabrina was way later because, I mean, what was it? He won and she was about to crush the gym.
Yes, I think so. And all Haunter had to do was make her laugh. In fact, many times Ash only like won by default or something in the first gen. It was really kind of pathetic. It's like he barely won any. I think he may have like
he won Brock.
He may.
He won Misty, but then he won Surge. But yeah, it's like the later ones he actually had to take defaults. So Sabrina he did. I think he had to take a default because of Koga because his match was more involving his daughter than him.
Mm-hmm. It's like Team Rock would always interrupt.
No, Blaine won on a technicality because the field was gone at that point.
Well, still, Charizard still won the day for him.
And then Giovanni was a technicality because it was Jesse and James he battled.
Mm-hmm.
The only one that really got to see the true power of Giovanni was Gary.
It only took like 18 years for Ash to finally fight Giovanni.
Exactly.
And that's the end of the part.
All right, so coming up next week, I guess you start making the trek down to Cinnabar Island.
Yes, I do.
All right, so come join us next week. In the meantime, sit back and relax, and I am Drak.
I'm Shadow.
And this has been a Let's Play of Pokemon Yellow for the Game Boy Color.